Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads. My name is Graham Day. This man is the man that we call Baby. Click.
So just, yeah, can you see me reaching over to me light?
Spotlight. So he's waiting for his name. It's like stars in their eyes. He comes out. He wants the spotlight on him. Wait, this man is Baby. Spotlight on. Wow. Hey guys, I'm here. How you doing? Hey. Anyway, good morning, babe.
Morning.
I'll read. We have quite a busy day on Ice Cream Uploads for you today. Not just in this stream, but across the course of the day. But this stream keeps that up. We have quite a bit of news to jump through. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stories. Plus, there's an extra couple of bits as well that we haven't even opened up yet. So we will try to keep up the pace throughout today's news to give you everything. So that we can, get through that and then jump into the next stream. So we have 3 streams. It's a 3-stream day for you again. So yesterday was a 3-stream day with the Scoop Masters of the League and then our Mafia playthrough, part 3. Today's a 3-stream day with the Scoop PUBG. And then later on tonight, we have the opening night live watch along, which we mentioned yesterday for the first time and then announced it on social media. So we, do you know what? I'll get the post on screen. I'll get the post on screen for you. Why not? So we mentioned it in the show yesterday. We will be watching Gamescom's opening night live conference all the way through from start to finish tomorrow, and we will be joined by special guest Ben Ward, as we can show you on screen. Boop. There we go. So join us from 7 p.m. tomorrow night, which is now tonight, for another ICU watch along. This time we'll be joined by Next Gen Base's very own Winstano for Gamescom opening night live. Turn your notifications on. So there you go. Sexy assets, probably the best assets that Ice Cream Uploads have ever had because I did them. Craig, we have Chief Colour Inner Craig off this week, so my hand has been pushed into doing this. Anyway, with everyone watching at home this year, we thought we'd make our very own opening night live bingo cards too. There's 3 variations, so you can play along with us or with others at home. You could win literally nothing other than bragging rights. Let us know if you've been playing. So there you go. Card 1, my card. Card 2, Bib's card. Card 3, Ben's card. So we will have our own cards as we watch opening night live tonight live, and we will be watching obviously with you guys with a watch along live on Twitch. So those are the cards that we'll be using. Feel free to pick one and play along at home with people around you, or just join in and join us almost like teams on stream. The reason. I won't say the reason people have cards. The reason I've kind of already defined who's got cards. I don't even think I mentioned it to Bib. But yeah, we'll go through that later on. Don't want no spoilers. We'll have the conversation then. Anyway. Madge, good morning. Says Bibby seemed a bit quiet then. Did he? Bibby, tell us what you got to yesterday.
Good. Yeah, I went to Five Guys. It was the Eat Out to Help Out thing. So me and Samantha went to Five Guys and felt like we'd bought the most expensive things on the menu, and then it still ended up being £15, which was absolutely criminal for Five Guys. So we absolutely demolished that. And then going shopping after you've eaten like that, I was just going under. The further I was going around the aisles, the more I was going under. So we just kind of it got everything that we needed, got out of there, and I just literally vegged on the settee, watching Shameless for the rest of the night.
I mean, it's you either get, when you eat something like Five Guys in bulk, you either get meat sweats or you just get like the meat coma, and it's just like stuff is happening around you, but everything all of a sudden just starts to sound like. And it's like I've eaten my own weight in burger. I really don't care. Whatever.
Literally just that was it. Oh, sorry, I did start last night at about 11:30. The Modern Warfare 2 campaign, because I didn't realise that I downloaded it on my PlayStation. So when I flicked it on to do a round on PGA before I went to bed, the Modern Warfare 2 Remastered campaign was on my dashboard. Don't know why. I don't remember downloading it at all. It was there, so
it was it was free for PSPlus. So when you got Fall Guys and stuff, you probably just clicked it and had space, so it's just auto downloaded it for you.
Yeah.
Because
that's probably what it is.
I turn my PlayStation on, it goes, "You don't have enough space to play this." I was like, "I know, I don't want to play right now. I just put it so when I do want to play."
What a game, though! Like for me, it doesn't look any different than it did 13 years ago, 14 years ago. It doesn't look any different. But I mean, I think I probably played the campaign twice, and it would have been on the 360 when it came out back in the day. I'm playing it again now. I must have spent 45 minutes running the pit to try and get my time down. If you get it below 30 seconds, you get a trophy for it. So did it in 7 or 8 goes, managed to get it under 30 seconds, then moved into it, and I probably played it till about 1:30 this morning. I was knackered. Like, I didn't get up till God knows what time this morning, but I was knackered. Phenomenal game. I can't wait to get back into it and play it again.
See, the thing is, like you're saying, it doesn't look any different. I bet it's the same thing as me playing Call of Duty 4 Remastered, Modern Warfare Remastered. Sat there thinking, it just looks the same. But then when you actually see what it originally looked like, your brain's kind of smoothed it over in your head, and you go back and look at what it looks like. It's like, actually, I can see the differences now. So I'm sat there on Crash thinking, playing like, yeah, it's exactly the same as it was 10 years. And then I look at some YouTube videos. I was like, hey, it's like I'm watching a mobile version of it. What's that? But anyway, jumping back through the chat, Mr. Tharian Drake, who's no longer here, I imagine, because he dropped in a raid as we were on the countdown saying, sorry to raid and leave, super wiped out from today, have a great stream, lads. Thank you very much, Mr. Tharian Drake, and everyone that's come over from his raid as well. Much appreciated. Do you know what? I was about to say I'm going to hit repeat, but my mini feed is crap these days. It's like the Streamlabs mini feed just doesn't pick up everything. The last thing I have is from 7 hours ago, so I can't hit repeat on that. I wanted to listen to the raid music, but Mr. Therian Drake, very much appreciated. Demon Queen of Lust, what a name! Raid. Thank you very much for. I'm assuming you came over with Drake there. Very much appreciated. Madge, Chucky, Fatman Dave, I'll read. Good morning. Is that the campaign where the chopper goes down during a nuke or something? I can't recall it at all from the others. It's not the one with the AC-130 gunship-ish, but there is a mission similar. But yeah, most of the Modern Warfare campaign stuff has merged in my mind because COD 4 was amazing, but then similar characters, similar missions. Yeah, they all kind of merged to me. So I don't know, but we'll find out because we'll play through it at some point. Yay! Maybe not on stream. Maybe on stream. I don't know. Anyway, let's jump into the news. As mentioned, we do have quite a lot to jump through, so let's change scenes. Oh, phone's buzzing. I'm distracted. It's good. Okay, we have a bunch of stories to go through for you guys today, but before we do, let's go through the intro. For those of you who don't know, my name is Graham Day. This is Bib. We together are Ice Cream Uploads, and in true Ice Creamy fashion, this is The Scoop, the UK's #1 video games podcast. Even if we do say so ourselves, but we're going to bring you the biggest, the best, and the breaking stories from the world of video games, and we have a lot of them. We're going to give you our thoughts and impressions on those stories, and we want your thoughts and impressions on our thoughts and impressions in return. And that's the deal. We have a discussion, a back and forth. And if you are doing that, then do you know what? You're doing a good thing because we turn this into an on-demand podcast, a video that goes on YouTube and an audio podcast that goes on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and Google Play. So if you're live in the chat, like Madge, like Demon Queen of Lust, like Tharian Drake, like Fatman Dave, like Chucky, anyone else that is live with us in the chat, make sure you use your voice on behalf of those listening on demand later. We have a lot of stories. We have a lot of varying stories. So please feel free to chip in with your thoughts as we jump into our first news story of the day. And it's about Fall Guys. It's now become the most downloaded PSPlus game of all time. Written by Stephany Nunneley for VG247, Fall Guys has become the most downloaded PlayStation Plus game of all time, according to Sony. Fall Guys is rather popular, as it has become the most downloaded title on PS Plus ever. Okay, well, that's the same thing 3 times in a row. Cheers, guys. I think we've got the fact there. Sony announced the feat today on Twitter. So let's read the tweet, even though it's pretty much going to say the same thing. Tweet embedded in the article from @PlayStation says, as of today, Fall Guys is, you probably guessed it, the most downloaded PS Plus game of all time on a global basis. Congrats to Mediatonic. So in other Fall Guys news, you can play as the Bean Fellas in Skyrim and Resident Evil 3, thanks to mods. Also, the developer has temporarily disabled Steam family sharing to combat cheaters trying to get around the ban system. A crossover with Portal 2 also recently produced a cute new skin that's available now. That's interesting, is that? Not that Portal isn't a big series, a big franchise. Not that it's really done much in the last few years, but still big franchise. A very merchandisable franchise. But you just feel that was in the works beforehand, like the Portal 2 skin. And imagine all of the games, all of the brands you've had. Pizza, you've had Dr. Disrespect, you've had Metal Gear Solid, you've had pretty much anything in the games world have designed their version of the beans from Fall Guys, of what they'd like to see in the game. And out of all of the games, Portal 2 is the one that gets there first. Like, yeah, boy!
They were definitely trying to reach a different demographic. Well, not demographic, but trying to tap into a different nostalgia piece before obviously it's blown up. Like I say, they've had this in the work for a while, clearly. Of all the games that they've kind of chosen, they tried to go for Portal, which Portal was a great game. I mean, Stephen Merchant's voice in it was just iconic. It was brilliant. It was funny, witty. But Portal 2, come on.
I mean, that you know that Mediatonic's not massive. I mean, they kind of are now a little bit, but Mediatonic not massive. Devolver Digital have some of the best EFE conferences that are around, but still not anything like a Ubisoft or an EA or something in terms of their scale or in terms of the games that they have usually. So they've clearly gone. I say clearly. My assumption is they've gone. Oh, do you know what? Fall Guys might be a fun family game or whatever. How can we get people? How can we get families? How can we just get anyone to play this game? Let's get some crossovers. What cool friends do we have that'll work with us? Portal will work with us. They're up for a good crossover. So yeah, we'll work with Portal. That'll be a good one. That might get us a few extra players in. Little did they know. Fast forward 4 weeks' time, biggest game PS Plus has ever seen, and they're like, let's get Portal out quickly. Let's push Portal back out of the room. Let's bring in all the cool friends. Yeah, yes. Let's get Fortnite skin in, some Marvel stuff in as well. Spoilers as well for all of the Fortnite stuff that's going on at the moment. But yeah, absolutely smashing it. It doesn't surprise me that it's become the most downloaded PS Plus game of all time, because there's a couple of things that go into that as well. Is you kind of have to feel like what other games have been there. Maybe the likes of Rocket League could have been one, but Rocket League came out right at the start when there wasn't 120 million PS4s sold, so that's not going to have the same numbers. Even though it's still got a stupid amount of players and it's lasted for years, that won't have as much impact. Then you'll have other games. So let's focus on, like, what was it? Modern Warfare Remastered, the campaign. I mean, that's an old game that's been there, done it. It's a big game. It's probably got numbers, but it's not trending right now. So very, very few games hit fresh and brand new on PS Plus. So the fact that this is brand new, hasn't been played before, has come straight out onto PS Plus, and has come out at the end of a generation when there's market saturation. 120 million PS4s have been sold. That's just kind of like all the stars aligning. That, and the fact that we've had the pandemic, everything has kind of like been out. This August sort of period, you don't really get many games usually coming out in August. You might get one big one. But we've not really had that. What we had Tsushima. What else has followed Tsushima? Is anything of start? Maybe I'm forgetting something. Maybe there is something glaring. But even still, the point is there's still a gap. The amount of people that have been working remotely or working on furlough that have had more hours to spend, so they've got games and something fresh, brand new that everyone else has access to completely free and is playing. Yeah. Stars aligned, and suddenly Fallout guys, Fallout boys are amazing.
Well, there's a reason this is the most watched category on Twitch at this moment. I'm thinking, is it still? I mean, taking talk shows out, because that's obviously not a video game category. It's just like what we're using to do podcasts and stuff.
But, I mean, it's not going to compete against us, is it? To be fair, so yeah, let's take that out. Let's take that out.
Well, sorry, Fortnite's gone back to the top again now. Obviously because the new season's gone live today, which we'll talk about soon. But having all the biggest streamers in the world seemingly at one time picking up your game and telling people how fun it is, the bright colors, the easy to pick up and play ability of this game, it isn't aimed at anyone in particular. It's just if anyone has enjoyed Crash Course games or enjoyed watching Takeshi's Castle or Total Wipeout or anything like that, then this game is perfect, really. Like Samantha's been playing. I sent you a video of Samantha playing it, and she was just swearing her head off because she gets getting knocked out by one of the things. But it's just one of them pick up and play games. There's no real difficulty curve to it, apart from someone's being a shithouse on the game, like grabbing you or whatever. It's the perfect. Do I say it's the perfect game? It is, really, because it caters to a whole broad audience. And it's literally like two buttons. There's two buttons to press on the game. It's basically like picking up a Super Nintendo, a NES controller. It's got 2 buttons on it and directions. That's it. It's not a difficult game at all.
I think you'll find that's factually incorrect. There is 3 buttons: jump, dive, and grab. Yeah, so
Oh,
there you
sorry.
go.
Okay,
I mean,
it's a Mega Drive controller then.
I've got 1 chicken, 1 crown, should I say? I know what I'm talking about. So, yeah, okay. No, you're right. You're right. Absolutely, it's a game that doesn't speak to anyone, so speaks to everyone. And the downside with a game that doesn't speak to anyone is it can quite easily slide by without speaking to anyone. There'll be loads of fun party games that you might know for yourself or from your group of friends that you enjoy that most people have never heard of or ever played or ever will play, because fun party games you kind of have to be in the mood, or you need the environment for it. A lot of those, like was it called Buzz or whatever it was with the PlayStation, that you might have played with family at Christmas or something. You got a little buzzer and you got to buzz in to answer your question. That sort of stuff. A lot of people that would have missed a lot of people. Gone by, should I say, without them noticing it. And Fall Guys could have done that. Just like I said, the stars aligned. So something that doesn't speak to anyone, it has the potential to speak to everyone or no one. This is lucky in the fact that they've smashed it. It speaks to everyone. The social media content around it has been excellent. Just carried it even further forward. And they have come from being something so tiny and irrelevant that they had nothing to lose. So if you're a brand, like let's imagine an Adidas out there suddenly wants to start speaking to people on social media. Adidas is Adidas, so we can't reach out to speak to people and have them ignore us. They have to respond because we have to have this like quality. Nobody ignores us. We're massive. We're too big to be ignored. Whereas Fall Guys was this little indie brand published by Devolver Digital. Developed by Mediatonic, that had nothing to lose. So they started talking to everyone. People started to pick it up. They started to interact with everyone. They started making memes, just throwing shit out. And when you're a small brand like that, it's a shit way to describe it, but a lot of your social media content is throw enough shit out and hopefully some of it sticks and hopefully some of it gets a bit of traction. These guys were just like, yeah, okay, well, we'll do that. We'll try memes. We'll try being funny. We'll try taking the piss. We'll try interacting with people. And bits of it were sticking, and to the point where it gathered momentum. People started streaming it because it was about to come out on PSPlus, and then it came out on PS Plus, and even more people started streaming it. More people started playing it. So they just kept going with everything. If that was, say, a Naughty Dog game, they wouldn't be tweeting people with the hope that the response. I mean, bigger brands tend to get the responses because they command it. But yeah, Fall Guys is now a massive brand and has the ability to command responses because it's got over 1 million whatever followers on Twitter. But last week, the week before, they were just kind of like, fuck it, we've got nothing to lose. We're tiny. We've got the freedom. We've given the keys to the castle. We can do whatever we want on our social media content. So that and everything around it, like I say, is stars aligning in an exceptional way. And GG's to him. Fair play to him. Fair play to him. No surprising, it's the most downloaded PS Plus game of all time. And I've got it to me. Okay, so Portal 2, we know is the first skin. What kind of other skins do you reckon? What do you reckon will be the first other skins to see in the game? Obviously, not including the special effect charitable donation stuff that they're trying to enter here on social media.
I think literally the world is their oyster at this moment in time. I think they've got enough traction to be able to demand. Well, it depends how much. They're doing the special effect thing at the moment to raise money, but how much do you reckon the going rate is for people to be able to buy their ways into the game? Because it will be a marketing ploy, don't forget, but they will still have to pay for the placement in the game. I don't know how much their time is worth.
It depends, because you can get like what's a contra deal? You can get a contra deal where quite often you'll get brands appear in other games because they both get the benefit. Especially say you've got a new film coming out and you want your film to appear in the game. You appear in the game, which is marketing for your film, but your film being a big property, it also markets the game. So you can get contra deals where it works like that. I'm not sure with something like Fall Guys. Fall Guys would have had to pay to use other IPs. So let's say Metal Gear Solid. If Fall Guys wanted Solid Snake or the Orange Box or something like that in Fall Guys, they would have had to pay. Hi, we want to use your stuff in our game. Okay, that's going to cost you. Flip that around now. Fall Guys has over 1 million followers and is the hottest property in terms of viewers right now. You don't pay that anymore. They pay you. You're the one that has the value. I can bring value to your brand. It's that horrible exposure campaign. Yeah, I'm not going to pay you, but I can pay you in exposure. I mean, but it legit is that, because Fall Guys prints exposure right now. So yeah, whoever they work with now, I imagine. I don't know. Maybe because it's Mediatonic and it's a small firm behind it. Maybe it isn't money spinning and big wedges of cash changing hands, and maybe there is a lot of relationship building for the games and stuff going forward. But yeah, be interesting to see. Jumping back in the chat, Madge says, "Wow, insane success for the game, Devolver Digital and the development team. GGWP. I see Devolver name on a game, and now I'm excited for it because they publish cool shit. Pardon my language. Certainly benefits from the state of the world's population and everything. It's just much needed fun. It is. It's amazing. It's amazing. I mean, my attention didn't last too long with it, but it was fun, and it's good to watch as well. You could just drop into any streamer. I don't tend to watch a lot of Timmy Tender's content, Tim the Tatman, but I don't mind watching Tim the Tatman playing Fall Guys, because it's kind of what I like about PUBG. You can tune into a PUBG stream and you know where they are in the story. If you tune into someone playing, like with me playing Mafia last night, naturally the viewer numbers for Mafia on our channel were lower than when I play PUBG, because people either have played the story and they don't want to see it again, or they haven't played the story and they want to play for it themselves. And it was obviously an older game as well. But PUBG, you can drop in and the narrative is fresh and you know where they are all the time. Yeah. And the same thing with Fall Guys as well. You drop in and you know that, he's on the third level or third map or whatever you want to call it. Boom, I know exactly. I'm up to speed now. That's it. Job's good. Good morning, Mr. Dadnlad Gaming. I'll read.
Morning.
Do you know what? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see Fall Guys getting, like, talking about skins that they could have. I wouldn't be surprised if they had some sort of Marvel crossover myself. You know, maybe like, I don't know, Thor or the likes of Iron Man and stuff like that coming into the game. I don't know. I mean, speaking of which, nice cheesy tangent. Hey! Next story of the day: all Fortnite Season 4 map changes, Doom's Domain, the Helicarrier, and more. So Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 4 has officially arrived, and as always, Epic Games have made a ton of changes to the Battle Royale map, with new locations and points of interest scattered across the island for players to enjoy and explore. Just pause there for a second, actually. This is written by Matt Porter for Deserto.com. I'm going to pause there for a second. I was kind of excited about Deadpool coming into Fortnite. I played enough to get Deadpool from Fortnite. Jobs are good and rescue, secure the bag. I was then kind of excited about Aquaman, but didn't play it to get Aquaman. Not bothered. So I've missed that opportunity. It's gone now. So then I was kind of excited about seeing Fortnite getting the Marvel stuff, Thor and the likes like that. Okay, it's fine. Watched the trailer this morning. Oh, that's pretty cool. But then started like chatting to Chloe, obviously telling her to do her update so she can jump in and play and things like that. And seeing the stuff that's coming to Season Plus, I'm actually pretty hyped for Season 4, Chapter 2. I think I might play through this one. Like when I say hyped, I mean to the level of the Star Wars stuff that actually got me to play to level 100 in Season Pass. I think I might jump in on this one. But back into the article. New seasons always bring the biggest changes to Fortnite, and developers Epic Games like to use them as a way to introduce new map elements and help keep the game fresh as players jump out of the battle bus in search of victory royales. With Fortnite Season 4 focused on the superheroes from the Marvel Universe, it's no surprise there are some new named locations based on the characters, with Doctor Doom and S.H.I.E.L.D. getting special landmarks in the V14 patch. I'm going to sneeze. I've got to sneeze.
Hey.
Yeah, the stream didn't get that. I muted my mic so they didn't have to listen to the yodeling. With Fortnite Season 4 focused on the superheroes from the Marvel Universe, I've read that bit. Okay, you can take a full look at the Fortnite Season 4 map below, which includes Doctor Doom's new lair in the position where Pleasant Park used to sit. Trying to see it. I don't know where Pleasant Park is. Never mind. Doom's Domain. There's only one new named location in the Fortnite Season 4 map to kick things off, but Doctor Doom has wasted no time in settling in and making the island feel like home, with Doom's Domain taking residence in the northwest corner of the island where Pleasant Park used to sit. Is that not it? Oh, Doom's Domain. There we go. That's like I was like, I mean that's east as well actually. To be fair, Graham, get your directions fine, whatever, mate. Bless you, my child. Tito, hey, Dad and Lad says northwest. Yeah. I was maybe looking northeast.
Near Steamy Stacks.
Yeah, well, I was looking between Steamy Stacks and Craggy Cliffs, whatever that, like just above Frenzy Farm, that bit there. It's still northeast. I mean, that's still kind of more north. I'd say that's more northwest, but even still, yeah, fucked it up. Anyway, where did I get to? There you go. Doctor Doom has certainly put his own stamp on things, erecting a massive statue of himself directly in the middle. Stop giggling, babe. I can see you giggling. Whilst also constructing a creepy-looking castle where he will reside for the foreseeable future. He's also been hard at work bumping up security with laser-guided cameras placed on the buildings at Doom's domain, and you may even see the main man himself roaming around, so stay well clear unless you want to end up in a fight. Shield Helicarrier. Got this as a Lego set. I've had it for like 2 years. Cost me like 250 quid. Haven't built it yet. Just saying. Fans of the Marvel Cinematic Universe will remember the Shield Helicarrier from the first Avengers movie, the monstrous vehicle that works both in the air and in the sea, where Director Fury controls the fight against Loki and the Chitauri in the epic battle that ravaged New York City. Now, Fortnite players will be launching off the Helicarrier just like the Avengers, as it has become the new lobby for players to wait before jumping into action. That's badass. Yeah. You can also see it during matches floating in the air off the northwest too. Don't ask Graham which direction that is. He would choose northeast. Although you can't get on it mid-game just yet. That may change as the season goes on, but it will likely need to move closer to the actual island before that is possible. Sentinel Graveyard. If you're travelling towards Loot Lake, you may notice something slightly different about the mountains directly to the west, as there are a bunch of seemingly broken Sentinel mechs lying in a heap at the very top. How these got to be there isn't clear just yet, but they're definitely hard to miss. Perhaps Tony Stark has been testing his latest inventions, or the Fortnite Islanders are readying their defences for the arrival of Galactus. For now, they don't seem to work, but we may see them patrolling the map sooner rather than later. Quinjet patrol stations. When you hop into a match, you'll feel the rumbles of Quinjets flying off the helicarrier beneath you and landing on the island, ready to fight off any intruders who could damage the reality of the island. These Quinjets will land at shield patrol stations dotted across the island, which are easy to find thanks to blue smoke that shoots up into the air from them. Be warned, though, there are Stark robots patrolling the area, and they won't take kindly to you trying to steal any technology from them. With Fortnite Season 4 officially released on August 27th, today, there are plenty of map changes for players to visit as they drop into the new Look Island for the first time. Of course, with the season so new, not all of the changes have been discovered just yet, but we'll keep updating this article with any updates we find. Bib, chat, thoughts?
I think it's cool. I don't know how much they would have paid for this Marvel stuff again. Like, there's so much to go through in terms of what characters you can pick up in the battle pass and things like that. How much would the imaging rights for this? Like, is there something coming out soon that I've completely overlooked, or what, for this to be a tie-in, or have they just done this off their own back?
Who's Imogen?
What?
You said you got to pay for the Imaging rights.
Sorry, I was probably just tossing all over me.
No, you said it right. I was just being a dick. I don't think. I mean, there's nothing on the horizon other than, I mean, not from a general Marvel film kind of thing that the cinematic universe has done. They are reportedly working on the next stage, on the next phase of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The only thing that has happened, or is happening and will be happening, there you go, Tito said it, Marvel Avengers game tie-in. They're doing skins in that for Fortnite. Oh, that's true. Yeah, you could, if you played through the Marvel Avengers beta and you get to the end, you get the Hulk smash hands or whatever, basically big Hulk fists that become your pickaxe. So rather than having a pickaxe, you start windmilling. Not like that.
Yeah.
Not like that.
Yeah. It's just so weird advertising another game in a game. That's so left field. Like, I don't think I've seen that done before.
Yeah, I mean, other than, like, I'm trying to think. I've got, like, Tony Hawk's in my mind. Other than, say, like, a Tony Hawk's having character from another game in it, something completely different. Yeah, it doesn't tend to happen. The thing, I think that only can happen with a game like Fortnite. And it's the same thing I've mentioned before. When we've been at Gamescom, And you go to Gamescom, and it's like, okay, there's a FIFA stand. It's massive walls of light, like 70-foot large TV screens, all broadcasting Ronaldo or Messi or whoever they've got as a featured player in their artwork kind of thing, striking a ball, and then you got trailers and shit, and then you queue up for 2 hours to play the game that you're going to play at home, or that you have at home already, as is often the case with a lot of this. Fortnite go, well, everyone has Fortnite. And if they don't, everyone can get Fortnite. There is no barrier to entry. There is no cost. The only barrier is hardware. And if you've got a PC, you can play it. If you've not got a PC with your console, you can play it. If you've not got a console and you've got a phone, you can play it. Well, yeah, kind of. Not if you've got an iPhone at the moment. But if you've got devices, you can play Fortnite. So Fortnite's like, well, we want to be at this event because it's a games industry event and it's a celebration event, and we want to reach out and work with our community. We want to give them rewards and prizes and bits of fun, keep them engaged in our game like every other game does. FIFA will be giving out lanyards and cards and hats and t-shirts or whatever. We want to do that. No one wants to play Fortnite at an event like this, surely. So they go, actually, do you know what? We'll take the decision. Nobody is going to play Fortnite at this event. We are gonna build an assault course that looks like something from Fall Guys, and we're gonna make people go around that stupid assault course, getting little stamps and stuff. And when they've finished it, we will give them free shit just for doing it, because we're Fortnite and we don't need people to play our game. Everyone is playing it, or has played it, or will play it. So we don't need to force them to do that here. We'll do something else. And I think Fortnite having that mentality of, okay, everyone has it and has played it, we don't need to focus on our video game anymore. If we focus on everything else around it, it legitimizes our video game. So people go, fucking, it's another thing that's linked to Fortnite. I might as well play Fortnite. So by featuring Marvel and featuring it in Marvel and getting people to play through Marvel's Avengers and stuff like that, I mean, the Marvel stuff, and therefore Disney, is huge. One of the biggest properties ever. So just being mates with that breeds success. A lot of people that stream with Ninja become successful. A lot of people that stream with 100 Thieves become successful because of the associated success. So Fortnite is successful anyway, and by associating themselves with more success, they just breed themselves for future success. And very, very few games would be able to do that. But because Fortnite is an influencer in all essence and purposes, it can do what it wants. It doesn't just stick on its video game. Fortnite is Nadeshot. It can go film a video of him eating a burger. It can film a video of him playing on Call of Duty. It can film a video of him launching a new merch line apparel. Fortnite kind of does that. Okay, we'll play some games. Or we'll have some Aquaman. Or, okay, we'll go from DC to Marvel. Or, okay, we'll just do Spider-Man and Star Wars and whatever. Fortnite can do all of that. And I think, it's probably the only game that I can't name another game that could do it as well. Maybe Fall Guys now, because that is positioning itself in that. I don't think that will last as long. Could be wrong. I could be wrong. But yeah, maybe that's the future of video games. Excuse me, seeing video games that aren't segregated. Like, we're used to that football sort of sports mentality. Man City is Man City. They don't play with Man United. Man United is Man United. They don't play with Man City. And even that actually is be kind of like changing in world football. So Man City plays very well with New York City, obviously because they own them. But still, you're getting those teams that become friends and play with each other and shit like that. Video games are going that way, obviously a lot faster, and it's a lot easier for that to happen. But we're used to this sort of like sporting segregation. It's now, how about we just not be segregated and we work together to make sure we're all successful? It's weird. It's weird.
Do you think that Epic have Disney on a retainer? Because I think this is the fourth tie they've had with Disney. They had Star Wars, they had Deadpool last season. They've had Marvel Avengers, maybe. Well, it definitely was Chapter 1. I can't remember what season it was. It was it Endgame or what was the other one? Infinity War.
Yeah, Thanos and stuff in as well.
Yeah, we had Thanos supporting it, and now now they've got this as well.
They also had Captain America like a few weeks ago as well, so it's probably even more than that. The smaller bits that are additional, but yeah, at least 4 major crossovers. I don't think they'll have them on a retainer as such, but there will be the elements of that. It's almost like there will be a retainer of shared interest. So a retainer, for those that don't know, is basically you are being paid a wage, a fee, a commission to deliver a certain amount of deliverables. So that could be a case of Fortnite pay Disney a shitload of money, and they are paying for content dropped in game as it releases. Maybe not that, but it works for both sides to have a vested interest. Disney don't want to become a brand for the kids of today. Disney want to be a brand for the kids of forever. Because if you're a brand for the kids of today, those kids grow out of your demographic, and you're making content that they don't care about and that doesn't suit the children of the next today. So you have to kind of evolve with it. And the same thing for Fortnite. They want to be the brand of games players, not necessarily kids, but games players of today. And by working with brands and by working with different areas of media, that's where you get that. I was talking about the other day about convergence. You get something that satisfies everything, video games and movies and everything for all ages and genres, and keeps yourself footloose in the essence that you're not just stuck to one audience, and then they age out of your products and you've got no one left. Fortnite and Disney are both aware that they need to keep things fresh. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me that those two work well together, because Disney is probably the most successful brand in history at keeping itself relevant at a certain demographic, but also everyone. That Disney always aims at, you want to take your kids to Disneyland, but you also, as a parent and an adult, want to go to Disneyland as well. And that hasn't changed. Most things you will age out of, but nobody's aged out of Disney because they've done a really, really good job of keeping fresh. And so Fortnite keeping them on hand doesn't surprise me that that's what they're going for, because that's kind of what they're going for as well. Whenever I see the Fortnite map, it always reminds me of Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park crossover confirmed. Erecting, Keck W. Who said erecting? Marvel Avengers. Oh, we've done that bit. They did it before with Borderlands. There was an area in the map that used that cell shading art style. What, on Fortnite was there? Did not know that. Interesting. But yeah. Anyway, Fortnite season 4 map changes. Obviously, Doom's Domain is coming. The Helicarrier is coming. And more. But I saw the trailer and stuff I was saying this morning, and I was kind of like, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. There's Wolverine, there's Thor, there's the She-Hulk, and all sorts of things like that. I was like, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I'm interested. And it was like coming back up to start the scoop. So I went downstairs to speak to Daniel, came back upstairs, and Chloe had fired up Fortnite by this point. And I was like, oh, let's have a look at the Battle Pass then, see what's in it. And you don't have to pay the extras. That's what's kind of surprising for this, is if a game gets a crossover like that, I mean, imagine Fortnite Chapter 1, Season 4. You'd be expecting to pay for Thor's skin. You'd be expecting to pay for Iron Man skin. You'd be expecting to pay for all of this. But yeah, all of that stuff, all of those characters I've just mentioned are all staggered across the season pass. So those are things that you are guaranteed to get. Not loot boxing, not additional purchases from the store. You pay your 950 V-Bucks to get the season pass, which gives you enough V-Bucks to get the next season pass and the next one, by the way, which is keeping you invested. But you pay your 950 V-Bucks and you get Thor to begin with. You then unlock your Doctor Doom, your She-Hulk, your Storm from the X-Men, Wolverine from X-Men, and then at the very end, Iron Man, Tony Stark as well. You get all of that guaranteed, which is a huge amount of content. It's particularly when you look at, you've just been able to buy last week Harley Quinn and Batman and so on individually on their own. These characters are the same scale and the same size as them, and you're getting 5 or whatever it is guaranteed across the season pass. That's big. Big moves. Yes. Morning. How long are we thinking, G-Day? Maybe 3 to 4 inches at maximum on a good day. 12-ish. So, I mean, we've probably got about 20 minutes left of this, and then we'll jump in. So for those of you who don't know, I'm playing PUBG with Beans after this. So yeah. On a warm day. Exactly. No comment. Anyway, let's move forward ahead. Oh. Evercade Retro have just shared our post about winning an Evercade console. That's nice of them. Good guys. Jumping in to the next bit of news, if it loads up anytime soon. There we go. Nintendo has released a surprise partner direct, a 12-minute showcase available to watch now. This was posted by Andy Robinson for VGC. Nintendo's published its second Nintendo Direct mini partnership. Nintendo has published its second Nintendo Direct Mini partner showcase in a surprise release. The entire 12-minute presentation can be watched via the embed above, there, and features news on Puyo Puyo Terrace 2, Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory, Fuser, and more. Nintendo has been expected to premiere a new Nintendo Direct this week. However, it was not clear if it would take the form of a mini or a full Direct showcase. Predicting this week's event, VentureBeat's Jeff Grubb said he expected a full Nintendo Direct to take place in the coming weeks. There has been huge fan demand this summer for information on Nintendo's upcoming games, as disruption caused by COVID-19 pandemic seemingly led to it being even more secretive than usual. Currently, Nintendo has just one first-party game announced for the rest of the year: Wii U port Pikmin 3 Deluxe, which was announced via a press release earlier this month. You can view the full list of today's Nintendo Direct mini announcement in Nintendo's words below. So I'm just gonna read out the bold bits, or the main bits. So Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory, Fuser, Taiko no Tatsujin Rhythmic Adventure Pack, World of Tanks Blitz, Big Rumble Boxing Creed Champions. I've just got Rocky Balboa, Adonis Creed, and Victor Drago. Yeah, boy. Collection of Saga Final Fantasy Legend, Just Dance 2021, Puyo Puyo Tetris 2. I wondered why that threw me off. I was like, Puyo Puyo Terrace? What is that? Puyo Puyo Tetris 2, Minecraft Dungeons, Jump Force Deluxe Edition, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered Edition, and the big one, Captain Tsubasa, Rise of New Champions. That's a big one. Not if you Bib, but there you go. Have you seen this? What are your thoughts, Bib?
No, but while I was in Five Guys yesterday, I was scrolling through Twitter and I seen a lot of people getting pissed at this because they need to. I'm not bothered. And Nintendo Direct is a Nintendo Direct. They're going to get playable games on there, but a lot of people was getting pissed because they thought it was going to be announcing Nintendo first party games, and it just seemed to be third party stuff. Like nothing that they have any kind of tie in with, or it's very not Nintendo. It was just an advert for everybody else. For me, it doesn't bother me. There's a lot of games in here that, in fact, I think pretty much the Minecraft Dungeons I've played. I've got Jump Force, not interested in. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, I like that. Captain Tsubasa, no. Just Dance, believe it or not, no. Big Rumble Boxing, probably not. World of Tanks, nah. Fusion, nah. Kingdom Hearts, yeah, probably, yeah. I have played some of the other Kingdom Hearts, but this one I think is the rhythm game one. So again, probably not. It's if it, I didn't set it out, it isn't set it out. Don't give a shit what's getting produced. We're going to be knowing what games are going to be coming to the Nintendo Switch. That's what it should be about. But yeah, I'm kind of on the fence with it because I do think it's time for a proper Nintendo Direct where they actually show some of the Nintendo games that are going to be coming first party. So I don't actually think we've had a Nintendo Direct this year, like a proper full blown one. That shows the first party stuff. I could be wrong. If anyone's in the chat that can confirm that, I'm not too sure. But I'm fairly certain, I'm 95% sure that we haven't had a full Nintendo Direct this year yet.
Yeah, there was a Pokemon one, I remember. Although, was that last year? I don't know. It's hard to remember what is this year or last year anymore. It all seems to be one continuous forever year. But yeah, Luke, Mr. Jaroon in the chat from Ice Cream Team says, just watch that and they're almost all rhythm games. I mean, I can understand why people are pissy about it in the fact that if we haven't had a Direct this year and people are waiting for more and people want transparency, they don't want secrecy. And as the way that Andy Robinson explained it in that article, Nintendo have been more secretive this year than ever because of the COVID stuff. Basically, rather than saying, shit, okay, our plans have changed because of COVID, let's tell people what our plans are, they've gone, okay, our plans have changed, so let's shut up until we know what the plans are and not tell anyone, keep them in the dark, and then we'll just surprise them. And I think that's probably part of the issue with this as well. Well, about 3 anyway. I may exaggerate a little, but yeah, nothing really interested me in that mini direct. So that's it. The fact that there is no news means that people start to make assumptions, and when you make assumptions, you can jump to the wrong conclusions. People have gone, oh, there's news. Maybe someone's heard a snippet about a Nintendo Direct coming. There's a Direct coming. We're finally going to get all the games that we want. Yeah! Jumping high five, freeze frame, psh, and then it actually reveals. Nintendo Direct Mini, it's like, okay, well, the Mini instantly starts to make me go, it's not what I wanted, but it could be good. Partner showcase. Okay, partner showcase, not Nintendo at all, just the games that are coming to it. Okay, there could be some good stuff. All rhythm games. Not what I wanted. Fuck. It's like you've gone like 3 levels of being pissed off at it then. And it's that lack of transparency, that secrecy that kind of like that does them in there. Those games, not bad games. Those games, additional games coming to the Switch, a wonderful, wonderful thing. But the lack of context, the lack of positioning. I mean, we saw that the most prime example was not Nintendo, was Microsoft. This conference is going to change the game. It's all about games, Xbox games, next gen games. Yeah, fucking game changing. Yeah. And then it comes out and everyone's like, okay, there wasn't actually that really many new games, nothing really good in there. And you told us it was going to change the game, and you hardly showed any gameplay. Oh yeah, we didn't mean it like that. You know, you took it wrong. Yeah, you positioned it wrong, and that's what Nintendo are pretty guilty of doing all the time. So yeah, there you go. New Nintendo Surprise Partner Direct. There is a 12-minute video, so I'll drop the link in the chat if you do want to watch the video. Don't watch it now because obviously you're watching the screen, but the link is there if you want to watch the video. As we will move ahead into something that we've been speaking about the last couple of days. We expected news to come last night. We told you that it would do, and this is basically the main takeaway from that. Confirmed! The new Call of Duty will cost $70 on next-gen consoles. Activision confirms increased price point for Black Ops Cold War. So the new Call of Duty game will retail for $70 on next-gen consoles. Activision has confirmed. On Wednesday, the publisher held a full reveal of Black Ops Cold War and detailed 3 versions of the game, which are available to pre-purchase. On Xbox Series X, the physical standard edition of the game will retail for £64.99 and also include an Xbox One copy of the game. It confirmed. Digitally, this version is known as the Cross-Gen Edition and includes both Xbox One and Xbox Series X versions of the game through a dual license tied to players' Xbox accounts. On PlayStation 5, the equivalent Cross-Gen Edition of Black Ops Cold War, which includes both PS4 and PS5 versions, also retails at £64.99, okay, 65 quid. The PS5 edition will not include a PS4 version of the game. The standard edition of Cold War will retail for £60, $59.99, on current gen PS4 and Xbox One consoles. Players who purchase this digitally will be able to upgrade to the cross-gen edition for $10. However, players will not have the ability to upgrade the physical editions of the game. Activision is the second publisher to price a next-gen title at $70 following 2K's NBA 2K21, which priced its next-gen version at £65 and a cross-gen bundle at £85. Industry research firm IDG Consulting recently said it believed that more major game publishers would explore raising the prices of their games on PS5 and Xbox Series X as development costs are expected to rise. Publishers such as Capcom and Electronic Arts have said they will monitor industry trends in regards to the next-gen game pricing. Ubisoft has said that its first wave of next-gen games will cost, but you know what, we'll stop there because that's basically people talking about prices that's not necessarily relevant. So the new Call of Duty will cost $70 on next gen, aka 65 quid. Bib,
Yeah.
we kind of expected this.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
I welcome this. It's something that we've known for a while. We've known that they are going to be increasing the prices. I was expecting £60 to be the norm for games going forward. So technically, you're getting 2 games for the price of £65 for an extra £5. In my mind, you're going to be getting both versions of the game. I think that's good value for money. Again, they've been upfront and said if you want both, pay the extra $5 and you're going to get them both on the console. You can play the PlayStation 4 version of the game on the PlayStation 5. It's just not going to have the better textures and the better resolution and potentially the better frame rates. You can still play it. It'll just be the PlayStation 4 version emulated on PlayStation 5. I don't think it's going to be a problem. I just think if you are going to want to play with all the bells and whistles on your new console, just pay the extra £5. Just don't get it physical. That's the weirdest thing I'm taking from this.
Yeah.
If you buy the physical version of it, like I've obviously, as you can see behind me, I have a lot of games and I like to add to that collection as well. So having a physical version for this year it probably isn't going to be the way that I'm going to go, because that means I will have to buy the game twice, which I don't potentially want. Well, I don't want to do. I don't want to pay 120 quid for a Call of Duty game. So I think getting the digital version for this year will probably be the case. If anybody hasn't watched the trailer for this, by the way, watch it. It is probably the best trailer Call of Duty have put out
In years.
I'm going to say like at least 5 years. It looks phenomenal. I'm a big fan of these themed ones anyway. When they're going back, I do love Modern Warfare. Don't get me wrong, but I do like going back and playing these different eras in wars, shall we say? So yeah, having stuff like this perfect. Again, the physical stuff, it's a bit dumb, but it is what it is. But I still think £60 being the norm for games this year, having to pay 65 for this, perfect. Again, we've mentioned the 2K model. We're buying both the games for $75. Um, Again, upfront, you get what you pay for. If you know you're gonna be playing this on PlayStation 5 or your new Xbox console, then please just buy the digital cross-gen versions because I don't want to wear them owning. They've been more than transparent enough well before time to be able to give you an idea of which ones you want to be invested in. Uh, the model, what is it? I'm just trying to find it again now as I was scrolling through. There was something about an update for $10. Where did I see that item is?
Yeah.
The standard edition of Cold War will retail for 60 quid on current PS4 and Xbox One consoles. Players who purchase this digitally will be able to upgrade the cross-gen edition for $10. So you basically save yourself £5 for pre-ordering it straight away.
See, I like that. I like the fact that people might be like, okay, I don't want to spend 65 quid. I only want to spend 60 quid. 60 quid is already a step up, but I like the fact that I'm not bothered about next gen. I'm not going to play next gen now. I'm not going to play next gen in the next 6 months. I might even not play it in the next year, so I don't need to spend that money now. I'll just get the standard edition and get everything. I can take that forward to next gen, and if I'm still enjoying the game when I finally get next gen, I can spend my 10 quid to get the upgrade. I like that mentality because that way you're kind of settling everything. You've got this gen, you've got a discount for cross gen, and then you've got an ultimate edition, which isn't mentioned in this anywhere. But there was obviously we had it in the leaks yesterday. Someone went into the latest patch and they found the information that there will be an ultimate edition as well. So you're kind of ticking multiple boxes. You've got this gen, you've got cross gen, you've got ultimate edition. The cross gen has a discount based on buying just the this gen, and there's also an add-on to get your next gen to make it cross gen. So there is multiple different options there. I do have an issue, and my issue is the lack of an upgrade for physical editions. I'm not a fan of that because
that should fall into the $10 category, shouldn't it? Really,
yeah,
you've got the digital, you've got the license for it when you put the disc in. Then again, though, you could trade in the game, couldn't you? I think that's where it falls in. If you bought the game for 60 quid and you moved it onto you've got the physical license there, but you could have traded that game in, paid the £10 to upgrade to digital to 5K 4K or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but you're still getting money off them as a publisher because in secondhand sales, if you buy pre-owned games, then the developers don't get any share of that. So developers like people playing pre-owned games if they're putting money into it with season passes and in-game purchase and stuff, but they don't like pre-owned games because that's a game being sold 2 or 3 times and they only get one sale out of it, which is where you got that really shit DRM, should I say, digital rights management stuff of this is how you share games on PlayStation. Thanks. That'll come around because you couldn't share games on Xbox. If you gave your game to your mate, they would have to pay to unlock it because that's not their game. It's your game. And DRM is shit. It is shit. But this meant that you would go through that second-hand purchase stuff, but you'd still be throwing $10 towards the game anyway. So obviously Sony would take a cut, but Activision would get money out of you if you wanted the next gen upgrade. I'm not a fan because there is digital editions of consoles, but there is disc drive editions of consoles. Some people do like to get the disc versions of games. Undoubtedly, I mean, you've just mentioned it yourself. You've got a shelf full of discs behind you. People like the physical editions, so that not being there, can't see the reason for that other than pushing people into cross-gen. If you push them into cross-gen, there is no resale value. That is fully DRM, not cross-gen, digital. There is no resale. That you have DRM. I can't give my digital edition to Bibet at a discounted price or anything. It's mine. It's mine only. It will always be mine. But Assassin's Creed managed to do that.
Yeah.
With Black Flag from the PS3 to the PS4 7 or 8 years ago. If they can do that 7 or 8 years ago on the last gen, why can't Activision and Call of Duty, which is arguably a bigger title, probably I think it is in sales,
infinitely.
So if Activision could do that last gen on a smaller title, if Ubisoft could do it last gen on a smaller title, why can't Activision do it this gen on a much larger and much more profitable title?
When you had to upgrade your Assassin's Creed by putting the disc in, did you have to keep the disc in to play it?
I think so.
See, that again would make sense on this. Like if they had the physical edition I can see why they don't want to do it because of the scenario that I mentioned before about you potentially flogging the disc after you've paid your £10 to
Yeah, so you
move
can just
over
keep playing
to
your 4K update and not actually have it, and then that
exactly.
one person buys it and 15 people get it for 10 quid each, kind of thing. No,
Yeah,
I'm fairly sure you had to keep the game in. Not that it actually used the game, but it basically just used it for that digital handshake of, yep, they've got it. Okay, we can go.
it's like when you have to install the games to your like on the Xbox 360 days, there was times when my disc would be that fucked that I'd have to install the game to my hard drive, but I couldn't just play it from my hard drive. I had to put the disc in first to make sure that I've got the licensing for the disc first.
Yeah,
I couldn't take it out afterwards because it just obviously reset the game, but it would boot the disc to make sure that I got the license, but then you wouldn't even hear the disc after it's booted because it would just be playing off the hard drive. So I thought that might have been the case with this, but yeah, the physical thing is the only thing that's let me down from this. I've got one or two options. I wait until the PlayStation 5 comes out to buy it once, or I buy the digital version. I'm probably going to lean towards waiting, but with how good the trailer looks, and we haven't even seen the multiplayer part of it yet. Obviously, this is something that you touched on before we went live. The trailer, I think, is definitely one of the best that they put out in the last 5 years. As a single player person that enjoys the storylines, the multiplayer looks just as good because we actually seen a little bit. It was probably 10 seconds
yeah,
of gameplay in this, but again, it looks great. So, will I want to wait long enough to be able to pick this up on the PlayStation 5? Probably not. I'll probably just get the digital version and then move it over later on.
yeah. No, I agree. I agree. It's my eyes. So yeah, Call of Duty has multiple versions out there right now. You do get benefits for pre-ordering it too. So if you pre-order COD, you will get access to multiplayer beta. I think it was early. Plus, you will get access to some wood skins for use in Warzone and Co. as well. Speaking of pre-ordering and PS5s, that segues nicely into the next bit of news, which is that Sony is inviting some people to pre-order the PS5, apparently. Written by Sherif Saed for VG247. I haven't read this, but I am very intrigued because I want to pre-order PS5. So you may soon get an invite to be among the first people to pre-order a PS5. Sony has opened registration for invite-only PS5 pre-orders. A number of users have reported getting an email that grants them a chance to register for an opportunity to be one of the first to pre-order your PS5. The company did not offer a price nor a release date for the upcoming console. The email simply gives those who receive it a better chance at securing a unit come launch day directly from Sony. Those interested can still register using their PSN ID, but you'll only be able to pre-order a PS5 that way if you get an invite. The criteria for who gets invited is not very clear. Sony says selection is based on previous interests and PlayStation activities. You'll know you're among the chosen few if you get your invite before public pre-orders starts. As the FAQ page notes, those selected will have a limited window to make a decision, and Sony does not guarantee that stock will last until everyone invited has put in a pre-order. It's also limiting it to one console per invite per PSN ID. You'll be able to add in 2 extra controllers, cameras, media remotes, wireless headsets, charging stations, but you can't get more than one console. For now, the offer is available only to US residents or those who can ship the console to a US-based address. If you're invited and can't provide a US address for the console to be shipped to, Sony won't send it anywhere else in the world. Although kicking off this program now suggests we're getting closer to price and release date reveals, Sony has dragged out this pre-launch for so long that it's very possible those invited will be asked to put down some amount of money for reservation without actually learning the console's price. There we go. If that is the case, then that is a shit show. That is. I know how much it's going to be. I know when it's going to ship. I'm not telling you because I'm waiting for someone else to tell me, but you can have one. I know you want one. I know the demand is so great for this that I can give select people this and limit them to number of times and limit them to geographical locations and demand money off them right now, even though you don't know what you're paying for or how much it's going to be or when you're going to get it. That is shit. That is shit. I mean, I love the idea that Sony is starting to roll out PS5 pre-orders, and if they're doing it as some sort of way that interacts and gives users that deserve it, let me come back to that, then fine. I like that sort of mentality, but then when you start digging into it, what makes you more deserving than me? I play more hours than you, but you spend more than me. So I'm ingrained in the Sony ecosystem more than you because I play more hours, but you buy more games. So does Sony value you more because you put more cash in their pocket, or me because I'm a better part of their community? Which how does that work? Who gets the invite? The fact that no one knows that, lack of transparency, not a fan of.
Mm.
It's just don't like it. I don't like it. I like the fact that Sony is starting to roll out the pre-orders. Yeah, the title gets my attention. The article pisses me off. I'm not a fan.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Same. I think it's why is it just restricted to the US? Is it because they know they're going to make the most money over there?
It's
Like, if
probably
I've just put
distribution
my
chains.
yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's dumb. The average consumer, I don't think is probably going to have a chance with this. I think this is probably aimed at influencers. They're probably going to. You have to put your PSN ID in, which I have just done. They're going to look at my PSN profile, have a look at how much I've played, how much I've platinumed, how many trophies I've unlocked, how many new games that I buy, and then probably just pick people with the best versions of those. But yeah, it's. I suppose we're gonna have to wait
Yeah, not a
even
fan.
longer.
Not a fan. Not a fan of it. So if you missed it, Sony is inviting some people to pre-order the PS5. Nobody knows who. Nobody knows how you get selected. Nobody knows how much it's going to cost. Nobody knows when you're going to get it. All they know is that you have to get it delivered to the US. Even if you don't live there, you can get one, but you have to get it sent to someone for you in the US, which is bizarre. And they want money off you most likely, but they're not going to tell you how much because they're not going to tell you how much it costs, which is just stupid. Stupid. It's the start of something good, but just it's gone. Should we start to let people pre-order it? Should we reward the people that are our most hardcore community members? Love that. I'm all for that sort of community stuff. But then to just do that and go, oh, let's just ask for money and not really make anyone accessible and not tell them why. Shit. It's a shit decision. It's a shit decision. Not a fan of that sort of. I know that I think Sony started their own store. I believe in the last 12 months, Sony has started their own store, so you can buy from Nintendo directly. Sony has never had that, but that has started in the last 12 months. And as far as I was aware, that was an American-only thing as well, which makes me think that this is linked to Sony's own distribution network. Sony want to start shipping their own consoles directly to people, so you can buy from Sony, so they don't have to pay distribution fees to stores, to retailers and sell them at lower cost so they can make profit and stuff. Sony can just take all the profit themselves. So I imagine that's why it's US only. So that bit doesn't bother me that much. But when you throw it in with everything else, it just sounds like an extra stick to beat this decision with. It's not good. It's not good. Whoever made this decision, I believe, has dropped the bollocks, says Chappers. Fully agree. Going back to Cord, Davis says, I like the fact that you can buy the upgrade at a later date for a digital to get the next gen upgrade, and not on a certain SKUs can have it. I agree. That's a good shout. It's a good shout. Tumbling Twitcher, thank you very much for the follow. Javi, as in V Javi, 14 minutes ago, thank you very much for the follow. And 19 minutes ago, F Des de Villa, thank you very much for the follow. David says, was it Call of Duty series that did such a bad job at DRM that when it came to removing the no CD security measure, that when it came time to put it on Steam, they had to use a cracked version because they couldn't remove the DRM to allow a no CD patch to work, but they left the hackers tag in. Pass. Yeehaw says, afternoon, ice creamers. Afternoon, Yeehaw. Afternoon. Beans, using the lurk command, Beans TV takes a seat at the back of the ice cream van. Hey. Speaking of Beans, Beans is here. He's lurking because we're about to jump into some PUBG, which rounds us off nicely with our final story of the day. We did tell you we had quite a lot of news to jump through today. Final story is about September's PlayStation Plus games, which are PUBG and Street Fighter V. There's also still a few days left to grab Fall Guys. See, that's how big Fall Guys is. You've got Street Fighter V and PUBG as the headline, and they still have to put Fall Guys in the tagline. That's how big the game is right now. So Matt Wales for Eurogamer writes that if you've been waiting with bated breath for news of September's official PS Plus games, then now is the time to unbrace. This month's editions are now officially revealed to be PUBG, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, and Street Fighter V, which is incredible because loads of people just bought PUBG because it was like less than £8 or £8.24 or something like that, and now it's free. Unlucky Shogun Ash Live. Neither game likely needs too much of an introduction, but for the benefit of those unfamiliar, and also for the benefit of those who like their articles more than one paragraph long, Battlegrounds, PUBG to Friends, is widely credited as the game that kickstarted the current Battle Royale craze when it launched in 2017. In PUBG, matches begin with up to 100 players parachuting onto a map where they hunt for weapons and battle out to be the last one standing, or two, as me and Beans will be in the next stream. All the while, the playable area continues to shrink over time, squeezing participants together towards certain doom. Since launch, PUBG has grown to include 4 distinct maps: Erangel, Miramar, Vikendi, and Sanhok. You're actually missing out Karakin, by the way. That's 5, mate. It's not like I play PUBG or anything, but I'd say there's a Karakin there, or whatever. And the experience remains as an exhilarating one to this day. As for Street Fighter V, it's the latest numbered iteration of the long-running fighting series, although as is its way, Capcom has continued to expand and refine the core experience with new features and fighters over time. While the newest, most feature-packed version of the game is now Street Fighter V Champion Edition, PS Plus owners get access to the original, meaning a paid upgrade might be on the horizon if they like what they see. Both titles will be available to download for those with a PS Plus subscription from Tuesday, 1st of September until 5th of October. As a reminder, Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Campaign Remastered remain available until the 31st of August. So make sure you get your free stuff. It's not free stuff. It's stuff that you've paid for. But because you're paying for other bits, you get these bits free. It's not free. You're paying for it. So make sure you get the stuff that you're paying for. Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout, if you haven't got it already, obviously everyone should know what Fall Guys is if you're watching this show on Twitch by now. It's free on PS Plus until the 31st of August, as is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Campaign Remastered, which Bibby's just started playing. So make sure you get those. And then after August, as soon as we move into September, PUBG and Street Fighter 5. Yeah. So for anyone who wants to join in some games with me and Beans and Bib and whoever on stream in some PUBG console fun times, then you've got no excuse now. You have no excuse. Yeah,
You have 1 month.
Yeah. Time for us to visit the pub with G soon then, says Luke. Yeah, boy. This is a new tactic for Sony. Just pick games that were dirt cheap not long back. They did it with NBA as well. It's not a bad tactic, to be fair, because whilst, like I said, NBA did drop in price, it was like £3 or something like that. I didn't pick it up. I was like, do you know what? I'm not going to play it because I don't know how to play basketball. I did it with NBA 2K14. It looks amazing. I love the idea of winning. I like boom, baskets, slam dunks, 3-pointers, all that shit. But then when they get the ball, I'm like, how do I slide tackle? I don't know how to do this. I mean, can I 2-footed challenge on this or not? I don't know. And then it's just like basically foul, penalty points and everything. So yeah, I didn't bother buying NBA, but if it comes free on PS Plus, then it gets my attention. Okay, we'll get that one and that sort of thing. So yeah, also it's not a bad plan, because if you drop a game's price to like £8, anyone that is interested in buying it is gonna buy it. After that. Anyone that's interested in buying it will never. That's it. You've hit everyone. So if you give it free away, then you just wipe out the rest of the user base. You wipe off that game. What's interesting though is that PUBG have put PUBG on this. I know it's free to play in Game Pass, which is not free to play. But now it's free to play on console and will be eternally if you get it within this month. So they can't ever get your money off you for that game. That's usually a decision made when a game has come to the end of its shelf life and they're about to start doing the next one. We've seen it with annual releases like football games, hockey games, baseball games. Does that mean they've just gone, okay, well, PUBG is what it is? Or does that mean PUBG 2 could be on the way?
It just gives you an opportunity to hoover up a load of noobs for at least a couple of months.
Yeah, that's what we like. Bring on the noobs. So yeah, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. PUBG PS4 and Street Fighter 5 PS4 both are your free games in this month's PS Plus games. Remember to grab Fall Guys and the Modern Warfare 2 Remastered campaign before they leave at the end of the month. Speaking of PUBG, we are going to jump into some PUBG, so we're going to end the stream, go offline, and then come back online as me and Beans jump into some PUBG dubs. It's been a while since Team B Day has run out on the battlefield. There's nothing wrong with the name Team B Day. That's just Beans and Day, and it means nothing else, right? That's all it means. Fine, yeah, nice. So yeah, we are going to run out Team B Day, and we're gonna flush away the opposition.
Jesus Christ!
I apologise. I mean, the B Day doesn't really flush, does it? That's just anyway.
Sure Racing will be clapping in his room for
that. So yeah, jumping into some PUBG now. We will go off around 3-4ish, somewhere around that time. But then we'll be back on at 7 tonight for opening night live. The ICU watch along. Myself, Bib, Ben Ward, aka Winstano from Next Gen Base. We will all be watching the event live. We'll give you our thoughts and impressions as it goes, give you our thoughts before it starts as well for a little while too. So join us at 7 p.m. ish before the show kicks off, and then we'll see the whole thing. And we'll play some bingo. We've shared the bingo cards on our Twitter. So if you want to play opening night live bingo, then we have shared the cards so you guys can play along at home as well. Do it. Anyway, we're going to disappear. But before we do, Bib, is there anything that you would like to add?
Yes, 2 things. First of all, the new competition starts today in the clubhouse on ICU and PGA. So the new tournament runs from today until Sunday, 4 rounds of golf. It is on pro difficulty, so get good. Otherwise, you're going to end up plus 88, like CT was. Sorry, mate. I know you was full bottles of wine deep. But second thing is, if you want to get involved with the Scoop, you'll have to wait until Tuesday because we are off tomorrow and we are off on Monday. So yeah, if you see some news articles between now and then, if you don't want to forget about them, tag us in them. It's at Ice Cream Uploads across absolutely everything. I'll go into our Discord and put it in there as well. We'd take your thoughts and impressions and then give our thoughts and impressions. When on Tuesday, Graham?
10 a.m.
Ish.
All the links and information, you've just been spammed with a wall of text in the chat. Exclamation mark Society tells you a little bit about the Ice Cream Upload Society on PGA 2K 21. So that's at the top there. And then you've got all the social links and the link to Discord following that too. One other thing to mention. I mean, we do have loads of things to mention, but I'll just type this one in as well because we have had a bunch of people entering this thanks to Evercade, the console manufacturer, sharing our tweet as we've been live. We are giving away a retro gaming console, an Evercade retro gaming console. It's a cool little handheld thing. Looks a bit like a SNES controller with a screen in the middle. Anyway, we backed them on Kickstarter and we gave it away. Well, we're giving it away. It ends in just over a day. So you've got just over a day to enter. If you have entered previously, there are daily extra entries, which will increase your chances of winning, obviously. So make sure you do those too. And that is it. We are going off air now, though. We will be back imminently with some PUBG gameplay. So join us in the pub. And then after that, opening night live later on tonight. So until then, have yourselves a fantastic Thursday. I would say enjoy the sun, but I can't really tell what it looks like outside because my blinds are closed. Anyway, whatever it is,
Shit.
enjoy the shit weather. Until then, stay frosty.
Stay frosty.